Hi everyone, my name is Allison Blackwell and I'm an instructional computing specialist at the Mohawk Regional Information Center. Today I'd like to share with you different ways that we can celebrate student success while we are in our new digital learning environment. So, one of the first things I wanted to share with you is this little meme. I thought this was pretty funny when I came across it because how many of us already really want to social distance ourselves from our computers? We need to remember we have been thrown into this crazy situation and we are trying new things overall, and so are our students. So we need to give ourselves a little grace and compassion and make sure that you are trying your best as you're doing this. So, one of the things that we need to be mindful of is to celebrate those little milestones that we are coming across and little successes. So, it might be your first time that you're pushing out assignments in classroom to your students and expecting them to turn in their work online, as well as your first time for your students interacting with certain new tools. So, we want to celebrate those little successes along the way. So, one of the ways we could do that is digital stickers. So with digital stickers, we're kind of already like replacing our stickers that we hand out in class, in our classrooms. So who doesn't love a sticker? From pre-K all the way up to high school, kids still love stickers. So why not produce them digitally? So there are a few different tools for you in order to do that. So one of the tools I really would like to suggest to you are Bitmojis. For some reason, there's a whole huge Bitmoji craze going on. So let's take advantage of that. You can download the Bitmoji extension, and I have that linked in the presentation when I share it with you. And your Bitmoji extension, you can download like in your personal account. If it's okay with your district, double check with them that you can download it in there. But basically, it's these cute little stickers. You create your own little avatar, and it has cute little sayings and gestures that you can put in here. So very customizable to an extent. So this is a great way that where people are rewarding their students for great work, or even making suggestions as to how to fix certain things. So Bitmoji is one of the ways that you can utilize that. If you haven't created a Bitmoji account, don't worry. If you're not quite sure if that's something that you want to use, that's fine. You could always use Google Drawings in order to create your stickers, which is a wonderful tool. It's already built into your G Suite, but it allows for you to add in different images, colors, shapes, the whole nine yards. So you can put in more detail into your work and even get a little crazy and combine Google Drawings with Bitmojis to basically jazz things up along the way. Now, I'm going to recommend two things to help you out with keeping yourself organized. First of all, Google Keep is one of those items. If you're not familiar with Google Keep, it is a wonderful Google application that allows for you to create virtual sticky notes. So we can store our virtual stickers or our digital stickers in a nice fashion. And what's nice about Google Keep is that it's integrated with Google Slides, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and we can bring in those images that we save very easily. The other way is to, of course, use your Google Drive. Set up a folder just for your digital stickers and start saving them in there. This way it's easy for you to find and locate and insert into products. So let me show you a little bit about how to utilize some of these stickers and to create. So let's say this is our student work here and I want to reward them for doing a great job and letting them know that they have an outstanding piece of work. So what I'm going to do is go up to my Chrome browser here up at the top and go to my extension, and I could do a quick keyword search like great job, and you'll see all these different things come up, right? So what I can do is click and drag that item and bring it down so that this way it shows up within the assignment itself. If it's a little too big, I can use the resize squares at the bottom or at the top in order to make it a little smaller. And what's nice is we can add this on here, our seal of approval, but also put in a little comment to go along with it so that this way I have more detail about the feedback for this document. So they know exactly why they're receiving this awesome sticker. So it's a great way to incorporate your Bitmoji on here. Another thing I'd like to share with you outside of Google Docs, if you are in Google Slides and the student's preparing a wonderful presentation and you want to leave words of encouragement, take advantage of this gray space on either side. The reason why I'm saying this is that when we go to add in our Bitmoji, what we want to do is use this gray space so that it's not marking up their slide and it's not covering up any of their work. Plus, if they go to present, your Bitmoji is not going to randomly show up and throw them off course if they're presenting. So using this gray space is keeping those words of encouragement, but also making sure that you're not altering the student work overall in the same manner. Now, with your Bitmojis, you can also save them. So let's say I wanted to go up to my Bitmoji here and save this. I can right click on top and save this image so that just in case, Bitmoji goes away or your school district does not allow you to install the extension, make sure that you do it on your personal account and you can save all of your Bitmojis. So what I'm going to do is select Save Image As, and I'm just going to type in what it is. And of course, be specific as to what you have. And then this is when the whole Google Drive or using Google Keep comes in handy. So if I go into Google Keep, for example, here are my little sticky notes. What I can do is create a tag that is specific for my stickers so that this way it's easy to locate. So I'm going to add in an image. So if I click this Add Image option here, I can now select my Bitmoji and hit Open, and it will show up here for me to use. So what's nice is if I go into, let's say, my work here, on the right-hand side of my presentation here, you'll see I have the Google Keep icon. So when I click this open, it's going to bring up all of my Google Keep notes. Okay, so now I can take this note and click and drag it in to my presentation. So if I click on the three dots and click Add to Slide, it will now come in. So that way, if you aren't able to use that Bitmoji extension where you can click and drag it in, you can now download them, put them into your Google Keep, and add them in there. Okay, the same thing goes for Google Drive. If you set up a folder in your Google Drive, add them all in there, you can then go into your Insert Image and either upload from your computer or from your drive and select your drive that you need, okay, or that folder that you'd like to utilize. So it's a nice, easy way to do that. Now, if we're not into the Bitmojis or not quite there yet, you can get into using Google Drawings. So I kind of wanted to show you here. I created a little Google drawing, and some of the things that you need to keep in mind when it comes to creating your digital sticker is that you want to have a few things set in place. So first and foremost, you'll notice that my Google drawing is a square. So it's kind of important to make sure it's in that square format. So what I've done is I changed that by going to File, Page Setup, and then I'm going to select Custom. So what I did was I changed it to 3x3. And it can be larger or smaller depending upon what suits your needs. But the reason why I did 3x3 is for another thing that I'm going to be sharing with you as well. So once you're done, you just hit Apply and you're all set to go. Now, the only things I did for this was I created a circle. So I just went up to my circle, or my shapes here, went into circle. And one little thing I want to share with you, notice how when I try to make the circle, if I don't quite do it right in that bottom right-hand corner, I have a kind of odd shaped circle. If I want to be perfect, what I need to do is go up to that shape, select circle, hold down my shift key, and click and drag. And now I have that beautiful circle, perfect circle to utilize in there. You can change the color by using the fill bucket or even the border color. You can even change the dashes, whatever you see fit on there. Now you also notice I have this little banner down at the bottom, and to get that, I went into shapes, callouts, and then selected the banner. And one thing I wanted to show you with this is as I bring my banner across, you'll notice that there are these little yellow diamonds. And what I'd like to show you is that, like right now, this is kind of small. This yellow diamond, if I click and drag this one out, it's going to change the length of that flat ribbon so that this way I have more room for my words. And this other one will change the size as well. So just a few things, or actually how the ribbon is placed, for you to consider on there. So you can somewhat customize that if you need to. Now, you'll see I have my little unicorn on here. So all I did was to bring the unicorn in was I went up to insert image and I searched the web. The reason why I like searching the web here is because it allows for me to get all those copyright friendly images. So I don't have to worry about if I am infringing upon copyright. It's all good and kosher to use. So I type in my keyword. Let's say I want to make sure that it has a transparent background. So to do so, I could just type in PNG. And this will bring up all of those transparent images. So if I were to bring this in, the background is going to be completely clear and I could see what's behind it, okay? This way you don't have that white box that comes up or the border that comes up that not everyone kind of wants on there. So having that PNG allows for you to have the transparency. So when we're done with this, just like I had mentioned before with searching for the images on here, we need to download this because inserting a Google Drawing into a document or a slides is a little different. It's not going to look as pretty. So what we want to do is go into File, Download, and we are going to select PNG. Same reason why we are selecting, we're selecting the ability for the PNG when we search for our little unicorn here, because we want to make sure that it is transparent and we don't have that border. If you want that border or if you want the white background, then do the JPEG and you're fine. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to select PNG. And as I had mentioned before with Google Keep, I could either now go into my notes here and I can add my image on. Let's see if I can get to come up real quick. There we go. Oh no, that's yesterday's. If I can only find it. Okay. I can add that in, click and drag. A lot easier, click and drag. And now it will show up to use. Okay, so what I can do is now go into my assignment here, and let's say I want to bring in my PNG. I can click and drag it in if it's something I'm using right away, or I could even go right to my Google Keep, and there's my little magical unicorn that I could bring in as well. So either way is completely fine to bring in. So that's how you can take your Google Drawings and now insert them into this item. So that's creating our little digital stickers and organizing them so that we can add them in as little tokens of achievement as the students are working through. Now, when we get into bigger projects, what you may want to think about is utilizing digital badges. This could be something as a key motivator so that as students are completing certain assignments, they're completing projects or big units, award them with a badge. All I could think about with digital badges is like those brag tags that everyone is into. This is kind of taking brag tags into the online environment. So we're going to kind of use almost the same exact tools for digital badges as we did with our digital stickers. So you can, of course, use Google Drawings, just like how we created our little magical unicorn one here. You could do the same with your badges, is by utilizing Google Drawings too. So you can make them more customizable. So for example here, Computer Whiz. Yes, we're all Computer Whizzes now. So you might want to have a Computer Whiz award. Another one that you want to think about besides Google Drawings is Canva. And once again, check with your IT department if this is something that you could sign up for. We obviously don't want our students signing up for it, but for you as a teacher under a personal account, you should be fine signing up for Canva. So with Canva, it is another website that allows you to create other types of media as well as the badges on there. But start with Google Drawings. I think it's very basic and simple for you to utilize, and that's what I'm kind of highlighting here today. But Canva could be your backup for things. So when it comes to digital badges, we want to have a leaderboard, whether it's completely visible to everyone or just specific students. There are some great ways for you to utilize those leaderboards. So let me just show you a few different examples here. So I do have this one Google Doc version that I found on Twitter by Lisa Peters. And what she has done here is she basically took a Google document and she put a table in. And she had each of her students' names on the left-hand side, and then up at the top she had each of their weekly assignments. So all she needs to do is go in and basically put the badge right into each cell in order to show the students that they have successfully completed this. So it's a perfect little item to show your students. It's a wonderful visual, so they know exactly what they have completed. They know that they are doing a great job for this. It's perfect to show for this. Another thing to show you is utilizing Flippity.net. I know one of my other colleagues has already done a Flippity training, so I highly suggest for you to look at that webinar. But Flippity Badge Tracker allows for you to create your own badges. Well, you have to create them in like Google Drawings and then add them here or use any other images. But you'll notice here what they can do is if you highlight over each one, it kind of gives you a little bit of information about that badge, like how they are earning it, who has actually earned that badge. And even some of them include artifacts or information as to how they can achieve that badge. So this is a wonderful tool for you to use, quick and easy for you to add in. So let me show you a little bit about how this works. When you go to Flippity.net and go to the Flippity Badge Tracker, you are going to go to instructions and make sure you follow the instructions. It will completely help you out. So I'm going to show you a little bit about this. So right away, they already have some of the badges in here that you saw in the demo. You can either use those, add your own, or even just take out what's there and put in your own. It's completely fine. So what you'll notice is we do not want to edit anything that's up in this top row that's blue. Never want to touch that. Everything else we can edit away. So for example here, we have badge image URL. So let's go back to our unicorn here. We want to use this as our badge. We think this is perfect for it. So what we are going to do is go into File, and we can't just use like the link to share this with. We actually have to publish this, so it's a web image. Because one thing that they do mention in Flippity is that you need to have it have .png or specific file types in your URL. So to do this, what we need to do is go into File, and we are going to publish to the web. So if it's your first time, you're going to just follow the process, but we just need the link here. And all I'm going to do is select how big you want it or how small, doesn't matter. And this URL here is the one I need. We don't want to take it from like the share settings. We want to use it from this publish to the web, okay? And once we have that, we're going to go right into our badge tracker here, and we are going to paste this. And then we're going to give it a title. So for example, what's magical is that they actually turned in their work. They hit that submit button or turn in button. How to, or let's just do turn in work. Now, in order to make it available, we do have to put an X here so that this way, and it has to be capital X, so it knows exactly that we are utilizing this. That way, if you are creating a badge that you kind of want to hide for a later time, you can do so. You can start populating, but not have it become available for your students to achieve yet, basically. So, badge information, we're going to leave you know how to turn in your work in Google Classroom. And then from here, if we wanted to have specific information, maybe a link to how to actually turn in your assignments, we could do that. But then you're going to put an X in for those that achieve this goal. And now, I don't know if you noticed, but there were little stars. So if the stars can indicate maybe a higher level of understanding. So let's say Lori achieved a higher one, so we're going to give her an extra star. And you'll notice over on the left-hand side, this is where I have all of my students' names. So we can populate our student information on the left-hand side. You could even just do names, or if you're using numbers, you can put that in here as well. So once we're all done creating our badges and putting in the information, the key for this is we actually have to go to File, and then the same thing where we need to publish to the web, okay? And we're going to select the entire document, all right? So that this way it updates it, okay? You also want to make sure that it automatically republishes whenever you make a change, all right? This will stop it so that you don't have to keep going in and hitting publish every time you make a change in your spreadsheet. So just keep that in mind. And once you're done, at the bottom here, you will have another link or another tab. We're going to click there, and it gives you this new URL. So we are going to click on that URL. And now you can see here are my available badges, here are all my students' names, and when I click on that person, they can see exactly what ones they have earned. And they can go back and see, if you wanted to see an overall, you can. And one thing is, if you do not want your students to see each other's, and that's perfectly fine, what you could do is simply, in Flippity, it actually tells you on that first page there, on the first page, you will have the ability to add in a password field. So you can give them a certain password in order to check their status. So it's completely up to you as to how you'd like to share that with the kids. But Flippity.net is a wonderful tool to use if you want to get your feet wet. Very easy to get you started. Now, for my overachievers and my friends that are really already into this, I would highly suggest for you to check out this link that I'm sharing with you. This was put together by Mariana Garcia Serrato. She basically has taken digital badges to a whole different level. She has basically come up with a standard tracker right here for the kids. She has separate tabs for each one of her badges, how many points they need to get, how many, how they are earning it. You can see all their different badges that they have. This is crazy. She offers a wonderful template in the link that I'm providing. So if you want to experiment with this and move up, you can. But she even includes all of the different quests, how to move things up, and all of the formulas are already done for you. So you don't have to worry about all the different point values or anything along those lines. You just plug in your information as to what you'd like to utilize. So highly suggest for you to take a look at that. So moving forward, some other ways that we can celebrate success is, of course, certificates. So something like this, slidesmania.com, has wonderful slides that you can utilize and put into either a presentation, download as a PDF, send it as an email to your students, put it in Google Classroom, just to show how much we are appreciating what they've done. So for example here, one of the things that we can do is utilizing kind of a similar format is when we're doing our Google Meets. Have a student of the week. Bring up a slide. Show them exactly who you appreciate. Let them share something that they're accomplishing at home, or even something that they're learning that's new and exciting at home. But next time you have a Google Meet, have a student of the week. Put their picture in. And this is another template provided by Slidesmania that you can utilize. So for example, here I have my little son on there. He gets student of the week for knowing how to throw mac and cheese at mommy during a webinar. So there's our student of the week for that one. But all of these templates you can find in so many different places. So Slidesmania is a wonderful site for you to utilize. They have things for PowerPoint as well as Google Slides. Microsoft Templates does have things. I know we're talking everything Google, but if you are utilizing Word and PowerPoint, feel free to use the Microsoft templates, and you can convert them into a PDF and share them with your students that way if you need to as well. And also in Google Slides, you do have templates that you can choose from. So let me just show you how you can access those kind of templates. So if I were to go to File, New, you'll see From Template. And this comes up as well if you go to slides.google.com. You'll see a template availability on there. Or if you go to your Drive and select a new presentation, you have the ability to select from a template. So when we select from a template, you're going to have a whole bunch of different items to choose from. And right here are your student certificates. So you have one here. There's another one further down from what I can remember, employee certificate. But you can jazz it up. You can customize it to your settings. But those are other unique places for you to find those type of materials. So a few additional ideas that I've come across. This I found in on a Facebook group, I believe. I can't remember who posted it. I kind of saved it and forgot to grab the name, but I kind of modified from what she had. She basically put in a reward system, and what she does is for each of her assignments that she turns in, she rewards her kids with little emoji tickets. So this is just a little emoji that she brought up from her keyboard and put in. But each time that they earn tickets, they can actually receive a reward, which I thought was cute. But it's not like a tangible reward, or a physical, I should say, a physical reward that they're receiving. What I liked about this was that she was letting her students change her profile pic. So within limitations, keep it classy. That's all I got to say. But set some sort of limit with your students as to what this could be. And of course, keep that copyright-friendly image going on. But another thing is creating a new Google Classroom banner for yourself. There is a way for you to create your own Google Classroom banner and put that up. So let the kids design it within reason once again. Of course, skip an assignment, kind of like a free homework pass. But this I thought was hysterical, that you will learn a new TikTok dance and put it into Google Classroom. So even if you don't have TikTok or you don't plan on utilizing it, that's fine. Take a little video of yourself doing a silly dance, post it into Classroom, completely up to you. Like I said, this is just a suggestion. Don't have to use it, but whatever you're comfortable with. And it all goes on your teaching style too. But definitely plug in whatever you'd like. Use the little emoji tickets to reward them for good. Like for every assignment they get, they can get a little ticket, kind of what you do possibly in your classroom already. Another suggestion that was put out there was letting the kids create some sort of funny meme that they could post in Google Classroom. Once again, being somewhat, you have to put in a limitation as to this, making sure it's appropriate, but let them create a meme, basically maybe about their frustration with what's going on or something that they're excited about. Who knows? But let them create some sort of meme and put it in here. So what I did was Meredith Ackers made this wonderful template. I have a link to it in this presentation, so you'll be able to share it there. So I hope you enjoyed this webinar. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns after today, feel free to reach out. You can also scan the QR code to get this presentation, and I will definitely be sharing it with all of you after this webinar. So enjoy, have a great day, and have a good week.